on this show, often you can still learn things. And I learned this piece of information from Jay Leno on X. Some people quibbled, and of course, they're saying that this term and that, but the overall statement he made is basically true and an interesting piece of trivia.
It's like dashboard. You know where dashboard comes from?
Nope.
Dash was another term for manure or feces or whatever you want to call it. And when the horse's hooves would pick it up and throw it back on the passengers. So you put a dashboard.
Oh, it's genius.
To keep the manure from hitting your wife in the face. You know. Yeah. So that's what it was. So that's where that comes from. There's all kinds of, we're filled with useless facts here that are not going to get your car going if you're stuck, but at least it'll keep you entertained until the
Nothing changes though. We used to protect the passenger from, the horse, and now we give you airbags. So
right, we get the same thing.
It's just a modern interpretation. That's all.
It's like dashboard. You know what?
All right, and what people are quibbling on is that the term dash isn't technically horse manure or whatever, but everything else is in fact true. The dashboard was put in place to protect passengers from crap being kicked up in their face from horses. Learn something new every day, and I hope you enjoyed this public service message.
What was that about horses?
Jay Leno is riding around and he was saying, hey, do you know what dashboard means? And it goes back all the way to the wagons. And when you're riding behind a horse or whatever, they would kick up dirt and everything else in your face. And that's what the barrier
weird. I
was
didn't know
to
that.
protect
That's
you.
weird.
And then later on, it just transferred over to cars. And then that's where the instrument panel and things like that are.
Weird.
So as I was telling everybody, we can learn information.
We can
on this channel
learn from the comedians.
Absolutely. Well, if it's something with a car, Jay Leno probably has a pretty good idea. That guy definitely knows that. So, all right, we are on to our long anticipated show. People wait around. Some people watch the entire show on Locals only to get a chance to see
one of the articles was Moyle Await's book being published.
Really? Well, coming soon.
Got a newspaper there.
All right. Well, right now we have a empty promise. Burnt out lots hunt. Malibu as rebuild from Palisades fire drags on.
Yeah, I mean, 18 houses got permits so far. I mean, it's just
18.
great.
Wow, that's a big uptick from the one or two.
Yeah, I don't know what is so difficult about issuing a permit other than withholding the permit for other reasons. Like you go in, you go, how much is the permit? And they go, we don't know. What's the deal with this permit? You just go, I just want to get a permit, want to build a house. You go, yeah, well, we don't know what it costs. It may take a while. Like how long is it going to take to get the permit? Well, we're not really sure. I mean, it's a piece of paper. I don't understand. My question is, what excuses do they use to make you wait a year and a half to get a permit?
I don't know. Maybe it's like an auction in the back.
Somebody should go in there.
Waiting for the payoff.
Somebody should go in there with a hidden camera and get these douchebags on tape explaining why they can't have a permit.
Well, hold on. It's California. Isn't that illegal?
The permit? Oh, the camera? Well, so what?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So
what? You don't think this is illegal?
Well, I don't know. It's California, and your governor has shown that he could just change the law, as well as a previous DA, Gascon, can just change the law. So I don't know what's legal. That's kind of subjective there, isn't it? Ghost Towns Battle of LA.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. It's this guy Randall who set up this company, and Carl Randall. Yeah, that's the guy. He's one of the first beachfront homeowners to secure a permit. Well, this is I'm sorry. This is about the rebuilding. Carl Randall called the process a battle. The state has a lot of regulations for us, and then we live on the coast, so it's even more. He gives the city of Malibu credit for helping expedite the permit process but highlighted continued challenges, including septic systems, utilities, geotechnical reviews, and public works. All the engineers you have to hire if you're on the beach. Um, well, maybe that's the reason it takes so long.
All right. Warped tour brain damage. What?
Yeah, I don't know about what this means, except that I just wanted the headline to be up there. It just seems like a great headline. Somebody at the Warp Tour and
Uh,
Long Beach Warp Tour Facebook group showed that David Granado Jr. was reportedly injured during or around the set of a group called Thrice. David's brother Alejandro said online that he and David, a San Jose native, had been apart for roughly 90 minutes before David was reportedly admitted to an emergency room. Alejandro claimed doctors determined David had suffered a severe brain injury and performed multiple surgeries.
and he died. How did he? What was he doing?
Dude, I have no idea other than waiting for the toxicology report, because all of those things there indicate drugs. You know, the location, everything there indicates that, something happened drug wise. Unless he fell down or fell off the stage or something.
Could be, but yeah, I was looking for. I was reading the article while you were talking. And it's like I didn't see a fall. I didn't see anything. Just an injury. Huh. I mean, maybe it's headbanging, literally.
Yeah.
Ex-boss charged with killing beloved father. Twist in Chino, abduction and slaying.
Yeah, this is the bow killings.
Oh.
That's surveillance footage obtained by the Post shows a silver car cruising through the neighborhood 10:15 p.m. before turning into Akbar's driveway. According to investigators, the suspects cut power to the home, causing Akbar to step outside, check the electrical box. That's when authorities say he was shot, kidnapped, and stuffed into the trunk of a Nissan Altima. They said he was a kind guy. I don't know about that. He was also reportedly served as a middleman for Bo in a dispute involving a $20 million Pasadena apartment complex. This is what I was alluding to earlier. Bo was suing former managers of the property, claiming they prevented him from taking control. So it's some sort of internal squabble between him and these other two Bo brothers.
The property dispute, it sounds like.
Well, that was a separate thing. That was part of it, but the victim didn't. I don't think he was part of that property. I think but it could be. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Very weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, follow up when you learn more. Let's see. Blair's starring role in Animal House. Linda Blair. Oh,
that's right. I thought you'd like this. She has 200 dogs at her home. Yeah, she's like a hoarder, homeless dog person. She's a champion of animal rescue, but they raided her home to save the dogs from a fate worse than Blair Witch.
I guess so. Is she
the
like
facilities
who kind of went and had issues?
I don't know anything about that, but the Blair Witch woman.
Well, no, the Exorcist
woman. Yeah, Linda Blair. Yeah. The facility permits expired like 3 years ago.
Wow.
She had some sort of kennel operation that's now.
Okay, so it was a facility. It wasn't just like a normal house with all this stuff.
No. Well, she claims it's a facility, but they did have a permit years ago.
So it has to be a facility of some kind. It may have gone defunct, but
right. She's got a 2.5 acre property. The animals are good in lieu of the 105-degree heat. This is her saying this. It turns out we just have some paperwork to do. Again, the state came in hard and heavy with guns out for this thing. So obviously there's more to this story.
Yeah, please. I will, if I see anything, I definitely will grab that because
Mm-hmm.
weird. Ex MLBer in sex case rips Dodger snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, Bauer, Trevor Bauer. God.
Yeah, that's what started all his problems was working for the Dodgers. He told La Casa de los Dodgers that he was initially backed by the team, which was true. And then they turned on him, even though he was cleared. They
Mhm.
just refused to reinstate him. And all of this all of this story is because he was a Trump supporter. None of this matters to the Dodgers. This guy was cleared. There was some gold digger. Then she
Oh, she was
wore.
horrible. Hold on. They had her actually recorded planning it, like faking injuries and everything else, if I recall. I mean, it was so
Well, that
clearly
was the
set up.
phone. She was in AA, and that was the calls to her sponsor in AA. The Glendale Police Department asked her and successfully got her to wear a wire separate from those phone calls to listen in to her relationship with Trevor Bauer. Once they heard those tapes, the Glendale Police Department cut ties to her. He then sued her. He hired experts who demonstrated that she was insane and that she was a gold digger and blah, blah, blah. So the judge in the case, a woman judge who was pretty far left, started to castigate her from the bench in LA Superior Court, saying, "You should be the one who's incarcerated, honey." And went out of her way to give her this extreme tongue lashing, which no one had ever heard of before in one of these cases. But the bottom line was everything was dismissed, everything was thrown out, and the Dodgers refused to reinstate him.
Yeah, doesn't he play in Japan now or something?
I think he's in Mexico.
Or Mexico?
The last time I looked, he was in the Mexican leagues.
I don't get because wasn't he a top player? I mean, I'm
No,
surprised that
not
no
a
team
top
picked.
player. He was the best pitcher in baseball.
So why
He
didn't
was a
anybody
Cy
else pick
Young
him up?
winner. I just keep saying it's a class action suit because they have together, not a class action suit. It's a suit where they have conspired together the teams to box him out.
Yeah, I mean, his story sounded like the take a knee guy, but only real. Like the take a knee guy, I forgot he was kind of on his way out, and he wasn't the best player in the world. This guy
Oh, you're talking
actually
about
was a great
Colin
player.
Kaepernick.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Kaepernick. Yeah,
he was already retired. This guy's at the peak of his career.
and it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, he won the Cy Young in 2020.
God bless it. Yeah, I hope he can ultimately win. It
Oh,
doesn't
here
seem
it
like.
is. After a 5-month review of the case that started with the Pasadena Police Department, the LA County District Attorney's Office, which was Gascon back then,
Mhm.
declined to file criminal charges citing insufficient evidence.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he really got railroaded. But again, I don't know why he doesn't sue. It's just inexplicable that he has put up with this for so long. And after a while, I just said, "Bro, I can't, support you anymore unless you got to do something." He's got deep pockets. He should sue MLB.
Yeah, I mean, well, I I was working on getting an interview with the guy, but it seems like that all fell
Well, I
apart.
mean,
Like,
the worst
yeah,
team in the league, you would think that they would want. He
some,
he has he
yeah,
has vowed to pitch for a team for scale, for minimum wage, and they're
right.
sorry, no takers. It's because they've conspired together.
Yeah, that uh he should sue. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he needs to talk to Kaepernick for God's sake. He managed to get a lot of mileage out. All right. Crazy about animals. Turns out the crazy cat ladies may not be so crazy after all. What?
Relationships with animals from the gender linked to how closely people connect to their pets. The findings were not entirely warm and fuzzy. Despite the stronger bonds, researchers found no evidence that owning a pet automatically makes people healthier or happier.
Well, no, I imagine not. If people have problems and they can't establish a relationship with others.
Humans.
That doesn't anybody. That doesn't mean that they are going to automatically get in a relationship with an animal. You know,
Hence the crazy cat lady story. There was I don't know if you have it this week, but there was a mail carrier woman who collected hundreds and hundreds of cats in her house, and she was a hoarder, and she worked for the postal service, and she stole or kidnapped hundreds of cats, Eric, and some dogs.
So Linda Blair delivers mail. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like Linda Blair delivering mail.
Wow. I think I saw that, but I don't have that on hand.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's just in my mind. I can't get it out. There was because there was a picture of her where she looked like the craziest old lady in history, and for some reason, it says mail carrier.
Yeah,
and she's like 85 years old. I'm going like something's wrong with this article.
Yeah, time to retire, or well,
she hundreds of cats that she stole, or catnapped.
Wow. All right, Manson and a mansion.
Yeah, I think it's being sold. This is the that's why it's just the Cielo Drive property. 50 million.
Didn't they tear that house down and rebuild?
No, well, the property is worth a lot. Striking its new iteration. It's the new iteration of it. Its amenities include a massive 225-foot swimming pool, Eric, that can fit the Leaning Tower of Pisa in it. That's when still the Cielo Drive property, most recently asking 50 million, will likely never shake the haunting legacy of you know who. And go into that. Hollywood talent manager Rudolph Altabelli was renting the place to Tate and her husband Roman Polanski at the time of the murders.
I remember that, and Trent Reznor. I vaguely remember with Ann Manson, because obviously they're into the darkness or whatever, that they rented the house for as a recording studio and whatever else. And Marilyn Manson, shocking, would obviously be interested in it. But okay, well, he was renting it for $250,000 a month.
That's all. Well, that's not a waste of money. I don't know what is. Henry Fonda hid out there from fans during the peak of his popularity, and Cary Grant used the property as a honeymoon nest when he married actress Diane Cannon.
Yeah, actually, there's somebody, Nick Schreck, when I was talking to him, said that Cary Grant was closeted, and he was actually had something going with Stephen Parent, possibly in the house or the guest house nearby. He might have been there that night. I don't remember all the details, but I've got an interview with Nick Schreck, and he talked about that there. So Cary Grant supposedly was on the properties or just down the road when this all went down. So very interesting stuff with that house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Oh, this is the story. Yeah, captors cut power to lure man out. I mean, how nefarious is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then shoot him when he comes out in the leg,
like professionals almost.
That's why everybody thought this was a gang thing, like a drug cartel thing, because but you never know.
No, I mean, that's dark. Fauci bank shot. Net worth doubled to 27.5 million since retiring. Oh my God.
Was that, you think, from speaking engagements or
probably
stock, pharmaceutical stock or something?
It could be. His wife looks trans.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at her. Okay, what the hell? I don't know.
Well, he's got money for a defense.
He does.
I know Louisiana is now opening up a case against him. So you have Florida and Louisiana at this point.
Good. I hope that he spends the rest of his life one courtroom to another and in front of Congress, and has to keep pleading the fifth or answering for his crimes. Pick one. I welcome him to have to keep addressing it, and it still won't even come close to touching the damage that this guy did. Until then, until next time, For now.
Torn from the headlines.
God, that's a great song.
I agree.